Today on my show, of what I'm gonna talk about on my show today is, I'm gonna talk about, facts and theory of, the TV show Rick and Morty. Um, True fact, the TV show, aired since 2013, and it's with the creators Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland or something. So I think for my theory of Rick and Morty, so the TV show is actually really popular on Cartoon Network and also on YouTube, because the TV show of Rick and Morty has 9.3 out of 10 stars. Yeah, it's extremely popular animated TV show, because I think the TV show, Rick and Morty kind of reminds me of a movie reference of the classic 1985 movie Back to the Future, because I think the show Rick and Morty reminds me of a reference parody of Back to the Future trilogy. And it also kind of reminds me of Doctor Who a little bit, because it's off topic. You know how in the movie Back to the Future, how Marty McFly went back in the year 1955 to change history? Well, it's kind of like that, except for Rick and Morty travel through different universes and space and time. And because in my opinion, because I think Rick reminds me more of Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and Morty kind of reminds me of Marty McFly, except for Rick. I think Rick and Doc Brown have something in common, that even though they're both scientists, except for Rick, he's drunk and gets really angry a lot. And for Doc Brown, in Back to the Future Part 1 and 2, he didn't really drink alcohol until Part 3 of the Back to the Future trilogy. And I wanted to make this episode today for the Rick and Morty fans. And if any of you have not seen the show, Rick and Morty yet, I highly recommend it, because if you're a big fan of Back to the Future, well, I highly recommend it, that people need to watch the animated show. And this is my dog Beamer. Say hi, Beamer. Well, Beamer's busy right now. And that's all for my show today. And make sure to comment below of what's your favorite funny episode from Rick and Morty and why? And does the TV show remind you of Back to the Future and why? Don't forget to subscribe And click like on the bottom below if you enjoyed this episode today. And that's all from my show today, and see you next time.